You know, I like Facebook because one thing about Facebook and YouTube, one thing they have in common, no matter what you post, there's always going to be a few people that are going to say something dumb. You know, you could have 1,000 people agree, but there's always going to be that one person that's going to go left. So I posted this, as y'all can see, right around here. Now I know there's going to be people that agree with this, and there's going to be people who don't agree with it. Y'all let me know your thoughts, but I don't agree with bobtails. For the new people, a bobtail is basically a truck with no trailer. I don't agree that bobtails should be able to park in a truck spot. Why? Because there's a driver that's pulling a trailer that needs that spot. You know, a lot of these truck stops have a section for bobtails. You know, some of you even have a sign that says bobtail parking. What does that mean? You need to park in the bobtail section or park in the car section. Now, there's some truck stops, you know, that don't care if you park in the car section. There's some that do. But if they don't care, then you should park there. Why be selfish and hog up a whole spot? So there was a person, you know, that was on the other side, and he writes this. Bad trip planning, probably lack of experience. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with experience, because when you start your clock, you can't always predict how your day is going to end. Because I'm pretty sure when you start your clock, you don't think that you're going to sit at the shipper or receiver for over 10 plus hours. You don't start your clock and think that you're going to be in an accident. You don't start your clock and think that you're going to sit in an accident. And God forbid it's a fatality. Fatality means interstate shut down, you're stuck hours at a time until they clear it up. You know, you don't start your clock and expect to get some of your product rejected. So now you're stuck burning your 14-hour clock, by the way, while your dispatcher tries to figure out what they want you to do with it. Now, back when I was at Stevens, that's where I got my start at, they were so big on trip planning. You say, oh, make sure y'all trip plan, trip plan, trip plan. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I never did that shit. Never. I didn't see a point in it. Now, before y'all start scratching your heads, let me explain why. Because you have 11 hours to drive, you have 14 hours of on-duty time. Where am I going with this? Again, you cannot predict how your days or night is gonna be impacted within that time. So Trucker D, how did you trip plan? Yes, I still trip plan, but I didn't sit there and do it how they made us do it. I'm not pulling out no atlas, I'm not doing all that. The way I did it is I would use Trucker's Path. Why is it important? Because I would look to see how many truck stops I'm gonna pass within that time frame. So we'll use an example. Let's say you have 2 hours, 15 minutes left of drive time left. Now, once you've been out here long enough, you will be able to guesstimate how many miles you can cover within 2 hours, 15 minutes, or however much time you have remaining. You'll be able to guesstimate how many miles you can get. Now, of course, in a perfect world, you'll have perfect weather, no traffic, but even with traffic, you can somewhat guesstimate how many miles you're gonna be able to cover. And what I would do is I would look at that, and I would look at Trucker's Path and see how many pilots, loves, whatever truck stop I'm gonna pass. And that's how I would figure out where I'm gonna lay down at for the night or for the day. Now, of course, there would be times where all of them would be full. So what would I have to do? You know, I would be like the other truckers that you see every night, parked on an on-ramp, on an off-ramp, you know, at a Walmart, at a Target, Sam's, just wherever. But I don't think it has anything to do with poor trip planning, because as I said in the beginning, you can't predict some of these things. Like, nobody expects to go to like a Walmart DC and sit. You know, I've sat at Walmart's over 14 hours, and like I said, you get 14 hours of on-duty time, so you're out of time. So where are you gonna have to go? You're gonna have to PC to a truck stop. So who's to say the driver in that post or in that picture didn't run out of time from being at a customer? You know, so regardless if you have 5 years, 5 months, 40 years, I mean, we're all gonna experience not being able to find a place to park. And I mean, parking is already an issue. And once y'all come out here, and by the way, this video is for my new drivers. Once y'all come out here, y'all are gonna experience firsthand how bad parking is for us truck drivers. So y'all let me know, do y'all think it's bad trip planning? Do y'all agree with bobtails parking in a truck spot? Or do you feel that they should park elsewhere? Y'all let me know.